This week we saw the United Nations having its big annual shindig, and the group of 20 now, I guess, meeting in Pittsburgh. And I guess I wanted to just share with you a couple of impressions that kind of came along a little bit after these meetings were over, and I thought they might be interesting. Number one, I think actually the United Nations serves a terrific purpose. What it does is it sorts out the countries that are trying to stabilize the world and are trying to deal with threats to world peace and security and economic collapse. And those are the usual suspects, as they say. You can't really deny that the United States and France and Great Britain and Germany are extremely important in this process, and China seems to have now taken on a new role because of its economic prowess, and I think that Brazil and India and a couple of other countries are also joining that club. The other thing, however, that the United Nations does is it really sorts out the fruits and the nuts from the solid bread and butter, potatoes, meat and potatoes countries. And so the fact that Muammar Gaddafi and Ahmadinejad of Iran and Hugo Chavez were able to do their little dances at the United Nations, rather than looking at that as a negative, I think it's absolutely terrific because it discredits that kind of behavior. You may have noticed that when Ahmadinejad talked, he started speaking, people started leaving, and the more he talked, the more people left, so that at the end of his speech at the United Nations, there was really nobody left in the room. That can't hurt. So, although I think the United Nations is a weak and excessively large and complicated organization, to really be in charge of the world, I think in the sense that I've just explained, it's a great place for us to get a reality check. I'm Steffen Schmidt for the Des Moines Register and InsiderIowa.com blog.